Everyone's like, oh, look, here comes Pensy Joe bringing the Pennsylvania stuff because really test LED in the headlight, but we'll take this quite well by all. Regular combination, she's all that Sheet at 10. Proceed to 15. Hey everybody, this is Pensy Joe back again for another Train Talks, and today we're going to be doing an unboxing, the first one in quite a while now, so this is going to be really interesting. This will mark a new chapter for future development of the layout and future development for scenery and all sorts of other stuff. So that will give you a hint of what I got, and without further ado, let's get into the unboxing. Alright, to get started, let's do this bag right here. Start with this right here. This is the New River Mining Company. So this is that mining company that will be used on the layout for the Tennessee area. So this is a really nice set. So how the trains will come in, I'm not sure if I'm going to mirror this. I don't know if it's possible, but I'd like to get this structure, usually for trucks or something like that, to go to the other side or something like that, because then this is going to go back into the mountain, and obviously the trains are going to go through here. I'm not sure if I'm going to add any lights to the outside, because my railroad club has pretty much this set right here, this kit right here, and they added lights so that it can change color and whatnot to say if something's docked in there. But this will be great for the coaling business so that they can go to the various power plants that will be throughout the layout. There's going to be one in every location. Some people might say that's a little bit overdone. However, I disagree. There has to be some sort of representation for that. Now, some people could say, well, you could just have power lines coming from, off the wall with a painting of power lines going from somewhere else. And I could do that, but I really like to have that interaction of, sending coal to multiple different locations. So it makes kind of like sense in real life where they had multiple customers from the coal mines to go be sent to multiple power plants and customers, including the railroad itself. So there's not only will it go to, the power plants and other industries, but it'll also go to the railroad to refuel, the coaling towers. So that'll be really useful as a business. Very, 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 very useful business. So I got this at the local hobby shop. It's not open, so that's great. I really like that. And as you can see, they got, there you go, a truck loading building. That's what it is. I thought it was another thing, but no, it's a truck loading building. Got a triple building for 3 tracks, so 2.5 inches. So it's a little bit more space than the 2 1/4 that the main line will be using, which is fine. That's the standard on the layout itself. So really nice set. I'm glad I got it. Glad I found it because it's one of the bigger businesses. Next thing we got right here is we got one of the gas storage tanks. It's going to be molded in dark gray, so that's interesting. I want to get another one of these. I need to find another one of these for 2. There's going to be 2 gas tanks, storage tanks for the gas company that I'm going to have in Tennessee. Because I know that's somewhere around, I mean, you can use for propane or chemicals or anything like that. But, I mean, yeah, this is a gas storage tank. But it will be useful because I know Kingsport has some, chemical companies as well as, I don't know if they have the gas company, but they do have a propane or ethanol. So, I mean, this could be like an ethanol tank as well. I mean, it doesn't really matter, which is really interesting. I thought it would be very useful to have a gas company so I can have tank cars in the layout. And they'll go to various places across, wherever. I mean, I could also have diesel fuel and whatnot. But that would be at an oil, I guess, at a refinery. But that's okay. I think the gas storage would be great to go send to different locations, as well as, you can use it as various businesses. So I got to find another tank, and I got to get, the gas company building itself. And, it can be a multi-purpose company or whatever. I'm not 100% sure what is exactly it's going to be doing all the way through with the story behind it and where it's going to go, because I have to figure out where these are going to be dropped off, unless they're going to go to a yard where they get loaded up on trucks, in the gas trucks. So I'll have to find a yard. I mean, there'll probably be a yard somewhere else, but I think when I get to the Jacksonville area and like the Georgia's kind of like a half region. It's not like a full region like Tennessee or Pennsylvania and Jacksonville. It's more like a half region. It's also good for storage for, freight trains coming out of town or mixed freights coming from multiple regions, so that, it's like an area for like trains can go in and out of town. But yeah, it's a really cool, simple thing. It's actually pretty tall. It's about three quarters of a foot tall. Or yeah, it is about 3/4 of a foot tall, and it's about 3/4 of a foot in diameter. So it's gonna be a really interesting tank to put together. Pretty sure the tank's probably that's why this box is so thick. So again, it's also sealed. Got it from the local train shop. Next building we have Merchants Row 1. So these are a couple of the Merchants buildings that will be in Tennessee area. So it's not something that the railroad goes to. It's just, a normal street thing. Obviously add more people and whatnot. There's you got 5-in-1 storage structure. So I can make these whatever I want. They can be hotels. They can be barbershops. They can be appliance shops, whatever. So it's a neat little set. I like this. I like the Merchants Roads, to be honest. And it'll be a nice kit to put together and maybe add interiors if I wanted to. I'll probably come try to do some interiors. I'm not sure how I'm going to do it. I don't have a 3D printer, but I'm pretty sure I could probably find like interiors online or something and just buy them as kits, 3D printed kits, and just paint them and buy them and then paint them and whatnot and install the interiors inside here. But that's if I could find them. I'll probably have to check eBay or something like that. If anybody knows where I could find 3D printed interiors for these Merchants Rows, please let me know, because I'd like to get them at some point. Not now, though, because, again, I'm just getting this stuff right now so that for the future, I can be ready to be able to start, when I get the layout build itself, pretty much when I get the track installed and the power and pretty much all the plot. Obviously, the bench work's got to be done first, but if you know what I'm talking about, it's a process. If you've built layouts before, or how the layout process works. So this is a Merchants Row 4. So it's also part of the Tennessee region. I pretty much got all the Tennessee region Merchants Rows, so you'll see the next one in a bit. It's 3 buildings this time, which is fine. You can add more. It's another thing to add, populate, the area. Obviously, I'm going to have some backgrounds and some other stuff to add for the back wall. And yeah, this is it's gonna be really nice. I'm really liking all these kits that Walthers makes. Alrighty, so here we go. We got another Merchants Row. This is Merchants Row 6. So it's more 3 buildings. It's about It's about 70%, like 70% of a foot long, which is fine. When I draw up the layout as I do this, these buildings are a lot smaller compared to the area that I have. It's really interesting how much space, these don't really take up. But at the same time, depending on what kind of building or thing you have, it can take up space depending on how you angle your buildings on your layout, and how much track you're going to have. And then when you try to visualize it in person, it's kind of hard to tell, because you feel like it's not going to fit. But when you have the measurements down and you do your mathematics correctly, it makes sense. And then when you do it in real life, it's going to make sense. And which is what I like about CAD. Although CAD does make things look like, really, that's all going to fit? Yeah, it's going to fit. It's all down to the foot. 1 unit equals 1 foot, in case anybody doesn't know. So, all right, so we got the Brickworks. I'm glad I found this. This is another building that's going to be in the Tennessee location. So I got to find kilns. to really sort of complete the area. I know I want to get some more brick pallets. There's a kit where you can get more brick pallets, so I can put them in box cars and have the doors be openable and whatnot and slide open. And you can see the bricks in there. Or I could put these on flat cars. I'm not 100% sure because I believe these would probably be in box cars, which is good because then I can send them to, I can send them to Georgia. I can send them to the Georgia region. I can send them to Pennsylvania. I can send them to the Jacksonville, Florida region. So that's a really good thing to have as a brickworks, because a lot of the buildings you're going to see on the layout are mainly brick. This is pretty much, they still do brick stuff today. I'm not sure what modern brick places look like. I'm pretty sure they don't look as fancy, as, grand or ornate as, these old school buildings are. But it's supposed to represent that era of the 40s and 50s, and more so like the 50s. It's a mix of era. It's really flexible, this layout. So, but I really like the brick look. I can't wait to do the weathering effect to make it look like, it's really, been through there for 30 years. So that's about, six buildings right here, 6 kits right here. So that's some good progress right there. You got 6 kits for 6 buildings. And then we're going to get to the big boxes. So you're probably wondering, gee, what's in here, right? If you give me 1 second, I'm going to get some, use a key to try and open the box. So let's see, let's get this side. There we go. All right, well, let's see if I can pry it open. There we go. All right, we don't need these keys right now. Bring the box down. All right. All right, let's see what we got here. There we go. There we go. We got open one side. We're going to open the other side. There we go. Alrighty. So let's open this up. What do we got here? More Walthers. More Cornerstone. Alrighty. 1 3-stall roundhouse edition. That's 1. And if you guys know how big that roundhouse is from the first layout video, it's not small. Here's another 3-stall roundhouse edition. That's 2 kits. And here we are. Another 3-stall roundhouse kit, edition kit. And what's great is that it tells me the dimensions of this. Now, to the center point of the angle, which is the turntable, is right around in here. Now, I've done the measurements of this all the way around, and it will fit with 2 main lines going around the outside. 2 main lines going around the outside of the roundhouse. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to do the extended stall. I'm not 100% sure about that. So the bigger seams, like the Q1 and the T1, might have to have their doors open while they get fixed and all that stuff, or they're going to have to go to the locomotive shop on the other side. So, I mean, they should fit. I think the T1's about the same size as a Challenger, if I can recall. Yeah. So the T1's about the same size as a Challenger. So it probably will need a longer stall. So I'll have to check them out. Again, if you guys remember from that first video, if you've seen that video, they will be adjustments to the layout design over time. So just letting you know that. There's still going to be a 30-stall roundhouse. That's not going to change. So there we go. Just going to put this box aside. And we don't need that box anymore. So yeah, we got 3 kits. So 3 stalls, right, for each, kit. So that's 9 stalls right now. So what's inside this Trainworld one? Well, if it ain't hard to figure out, you can safely assume that there's probably more roundhouse kits in here, including the main kit. because you need the main kit to do it. That didn't open. Hold on a second. Man, Trainworld does a really good job making sure you don't open your box. I'm just kidding. Unfortunately, the store I went to did have a roundhouse kit, but it didn't have additional roundhouses. Good gosh. Well, I'm gonna end at this portion right here so I can get this box open for you guys. Okay, box is open. Look at that. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 kits right here. So 3 times 7 is 21. And we already got the 3 right here, and that makes 9, so that's 30. 30 stalls. Boy, oh boy, this thing's... Now, you're probably wondering, good gosh, imagine having powered models in there with DCC sound. This facility is most likely going to have a booster of its own. Here we go. We got another additional, all sealed. That's nice. There we go. Here's another additional kit. I pretty much got the rest of the... Oh, it's not focusing. I pretty much got the rest of these at Trainworld. Trainworld had 6 of these, and I was like, hey, I'm going to do that. Sorry if anybody was looking at getting an additional 3-stall roundhouse kit. I mean, you know. Oh, here's the main kit. 3-stall modern roundhouse. This is the main kit. We're going to put this on top. So we'll leave that there. And man, I love this roundhouse design. It is nice. Here we go. Another additional. Right top, right there. So this thing will probably be like, let's see, 17 plus 11 inches, right? So 17 plus 11 is going to be 28 inches. And then 28 plus, let's see, that's 15, 16. So that's almost 12 inches. So just do 12 plus 17 is 29 and 3/4. And multiply that by 2. And that's about 60 inches. So this is a 5-foot diameter. Without the extended portion, without the extended stall, it's 60 inches in diameter. This thing is going to be 5 feet in diameter, which is kind of big. It's almost the same height as me when it's going to be done, which is pretty big. But it is going to be beautiful. I mean, it'll be the centerpiece of the Pennsylvania area. And I like big roundhouses. I think they're cool. It also can be a great place to store my engines as well, without having to just put them on shelves or put them under like a like one of those industrial. They call them drawing drawers. I don't want to have to put. I don't always have to put my models in there, but I can also use this, to store my models in here and make it a museum. And if I want to run modern equipment, if somebody wants to bring their modern equipment and want to do like a modern ops, we can also do that. So, yeah, there's another one. That's, I think, 1, 2, 3. That's 7. That's 7 of those additional kits. Number 8. Originally, I wanted to do a 33 stall, which is almost a complete circle. But then, someone told me, yeah, you shouldn't really do that because you're not going to have that many tracks going out of the roundhouse then to go to facilities. Like, you're right. It's almost enclosed. So, and there are roundhouses that were enclosed that were kind of like this style. And there's the 9th one. And there's the modern roundhouse one. So there you go. 10. I finally did it. I finally did what I wanted to do. Get the kits, and I got to build it. This will probably be one of the first buildings built on the layout, and for good reason. Once I start building the plywood, because obviously I'm going to try and do this corner first, and then do the island, because then it's going to be easier just to go around it and then adjust from there, because This is the main centerpiece. Everything has to be done correctly, especially when I get the 130-foot turntable, which is, basically a couple of these. It's pretty much this building pack right here is a roundhouse. Now, what am I going to do with the turntable? I'd like to do a manual crank turntable. So on the side, there's a little crank that you can do it to slowly. That's so much gear reduction that you can turn the turntable manually. I was thinking about doing that with Legos. And you might think that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Well, if I can hot glue it, right, the gear, one of the gears, like a large gear under there, and then gear reduction it with the Lego, that's then attached by some wooden thing or contraption that keeps the gearbox in place, I can then have it come out and then have a handle made out of Lego or whatever, and then you can hand crank the turntable so you can get it precisely. You won't need electronics. You don't have to worry about something breaking with the motor and have them replace the motor or anything. It's all mechanical. And with Lego, Lego is pretty durable kind of, plastic. So I'm not worried about it getting eaten up over time because there's a lot of plastic that still survives from Lego since since they started making Lego. I mean, from the 80s, 70s, and all that stuff. Those Lego pieces are still around alive today. And if you go to conventions or have seen people at conventions, and then you say, yeah, some of this Lego stuff I have is still around. Oh, cool. So it looks like it's not laminate, but... Oh, there's the original stuff, too. Look at that. Nice. ON30 stuff. It's a shame. I like ON30, but... I don't have that much ON30 stuff anymore. It's more of... Brockman used to have a lot at the store in Trainworld, but then I guess ON30 got popular. ON30 is a really nice scale. It's O scale, but it's on narrow gauge for HO track. Really, really cool. Really cool type of gauge and scale to run with. All right, so what do we got here? Got K4, Bachmann. There's a lot of Bachmann. There's a lot of Ather and Genesis. They have the New York Central Hudsons. I'm curious of what those things sound like. The Bachmann Wow Sound New York Central Hudsons. I'm really curious. I think those are J3s. I don't think they made J1s. I think they did the J3s. Correct me if I'm wrong. I do like that they're bringing back the they're bringing the BL2. That's a new thing I heard. They have right here. They have the BL2 and the New York Central. I don't know. I like that they're bringing back Spectrum slowly, but my main issue, right, is that the Streamline K4 was not that very strong of a puller, and it probably might be because of weight. I don't know if it's the motor strength itself. I think it's probably just a weight, and it's just not enough weight, and there's too much torque. And there's not enough weight to put that torque down so that the metal, rubbing on metal, has more weight to go, and I think it really is just a weight. I don't know how much weight I could stuff inside it, because usually I've opened my older Spectrum K4s, and they're pretty weighted, and they're pretty stuffed in there full of material, metal material. So I'm just like, I don't know how much torque I can get out of these Bachmann. And the newer K4s with the Wow Sound are rather overpriced. There's a couple of YouTubers out there who said that they're overpriced, and I agree with them. They're overpriced. And you got some Surfliners, you got some Atherin 484s, you got the FEFs coming back. Looks like they're bringing their modern Challengers back too. Cool. They got a 260 Mogul. I'm not sure how reliable these things are. And a 280. They got their old time stuff. I mean, that's nice that they're making some old time equipment. I don't know how accurate it is. I'm glad that they're doing more Steam. Because usually they just use UP. I mean, it's nice that they have the MT4 Southern. I know a lot of people like that. That's a nice model as well. But I think they should do more Steam. I mean, their diesels are great. They do a lot of modern diesels. That's what makes them popular now. But after it's such a big company, they really should start making more variety of Steam again, because they're really solid Steam engines in the modern era. So I mean, now Athearn. So I really think they should do more. What's on the other side? I think probably Broadway. I don't know. I just like to see what they gave me. I know we already did an unboxing, and unboxing is pretty much over. So, this is all stuff for me to hold on to until, the bench works in. And they're going to stay in their boxes for a good amount of time. It might be a year or two, or maybe even later before I start building stuff. So, guys, be patient. It takes time, and this stuff costs money. I'm not rich. I do have money that I make that, take care of the bills for the house that we live in. And, obviously I have my car I have to pay for and a couple of other things I got to pay for. Just normal house, homeowner stuff. This is stuff that I calculate that I can get over time in droves. So, I just can't always just get stuff. And I'm working my way, and, this is just stuff for to save on to for, when I start building my layout. And obviously the first thing is give me the bench work. And then I'll start doing, the cork roadbed and track. Track is going to be an interesting topic when we do more layout videos. So, yeah, I'm just going to read more of the stuff that they have on this pamphlet because it's nice to see what Trainworld has on their pamphlets that they give when they send you stuff. Anyways, guys, this was a really nice unboxing. It's different. It's not trains this time. This is buildings. Scenery buildings and useful buildings, operational buildings, stuff that's going to be used for the equipment. This is probably going to be the most exciting for a lot of people to see a 30-stall roundhouse being built. I've seen other people who made large roundhouses as well on YouTube. There's only, I think, one or two guys have done it. I have not seen anybody else do large roundhouses. Now, mainly because if I just build a roundhouse in a corner over there, I can't reach. It's 5 feet, so I got to reach all the way in the back. No, if you want to do a roundhouse, this is, I think, in my opinion, the best way to do it. You do it on the end of an island, because then you can reach anywhere close up and easily. You can reach anywhere on that roundhouse easily because it's on the end of an island. So that's what the whole idea of the roundhouse being the centerpiece of the Pennsylvania area. And this peninsula that's going to come to this wall right here, and it's going to curve back around against the wall and go all the way around and through that area over there to go into the Tennessee area over there. And obviously there's going to be a peninsula in the center for the main Tennessee area, and there's also going to be the outer end that starts to decline and go all the way down to go with a swing bridge. It's going to be a manual swing bridge so I can walk through to get into the walkway that's going to go around into the corner over there. And it's also going to close, and that's where it's going to go to the Georgia area, and then it's going to go around right here. It's going to go around in the front and go all the way around to the main station over here and go under the peninsula that's holding up the roundhouse in the Pennsylvania area for more businesses and whatnot. And it's going to loop back around with a reverse loop so that trains can back into the station. Not so much travel the same way back up, but they can. But it's a reverse loop as well. If you want to do it, there's a switch to reverse the loop. It's still a dual main line to go back up. It's still double track to go back up, but there's also a reverse loop switch so that trains can back into the station when they come down. So they have to go all the way around first and then do a balloon loop, and then they can go on a switch where this terminal is going to be back here on the lower level. So it'll be really interesting how I'm going to engineer that. It's going to be really fun. I got to get buildings for the lower level at some point as well. There is a particular business that you guys will see later on in the future layout videos that will describe of a business that I'd like to get. It's not the steel plant. I'm just going to tell you right now. I love to do a steel facility. However, I would have to get rid of the mountain and then merge the Tennessee or just make this whole area Pennsylvania. And I don't want to do that. I want to at least have some regions to go to. So that's why there's going to be a mountain that's going to be in the middle here where the column is. And there's going to be a business right here that's going to be a big yard for some stuff. But there's going to be a mountain to split the regions. So that's what's going to mainly split between the Pennsylvania and the Tennessee area. The Tennessee area is going to have more mountains and hills and all that stuff. Well, the Pennsylvania is going to be all pretty much that industrial kind of like city-like magic, and that will be really interesting. There's some stuff I'm going to have to come up along the fly. Uh, I'm not sure how I'm going to add it. I might have to create new layers. So the Pennsylvania area is going to constantly evolve. I pretty much have a solid idea what the track plan is going to be. It's not going to really change much, but anywho, that's pretty much it for this unboxing video. I don't want to ramble for too long, and I'm pretty sure you guys are like, okay, unboxing's over. I've seen everything. So yeah, we're gonna end it here, and this is Pensy Joe signing out again. Until next time in the next video. Bye now. Have a good time, guys.
To the hill and by the shore, hear the mighty rush of the engine, hear the lonesome hobo squall, riding through the jungle on the Wabash Cannonball. Now here's to Daddy Claxton, may his name forever stand, and may he be remembered in the courts throughout the land. When his earthly race is over, let the curtains round him fall. We'll carry him home to victory on the Wabash Cannonball. Oh, listen to the jingle, the rumble and the roar, as she glides along the woodland to the hill and by the shore. Hear the mighty rush of the engine, hear the lonesome hobo squall, riding through the jungle on the Wabash Cannonball.